A person who earns $80,000 a year and works for 40 years makes $4 million in their lifetime. The average American retires with $87,000. Where did the other $3,913,000 go? That's not an accident. That's by design. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how it works and the one shift that changes everything. Let me ask you something. When you were a kid, what did every adult tell you? Study hard, get good grades, go to college, get a good job with a good salary. And if you did all of that, you'd be fine, right? You'd have a house, you'd retire comfortably, life would work out. That's the deal they sold us. And here's the thing, most of us believed it. Why wouldn't we? Our parents believed it, our teachers believed it, society reinforced it at every single step. Get the salary, get the salary, get the salary. So we did everything right. We studied, we grinded, some of us went deep into student loan debt to get the degree that was supposed to unlock the salary. We worked the long hours, we chased the promotions, we negotiated the raises, and yet, most people earning a solid salary are still living paycheck to paycheck. I'm not talking about people earning $25,000 a year. I'm talking about people earning $70,000, $90,000, $120,000 a year. In fact, a 2024 survey found that 36% of Americans earning over $100,000 a year describe themselves as living paycheck to paycheck. Read that again. 6 figures, paycheck to paycheck. So what is going on? Is everyone just bad with money? Are we all just spending too much on coffee? No. The problem is deeper than that. And once you see it, you literally cannot unsee it. Here's what nobody explained to us. There are 2 ways to make money in this world. Just 2. The first way, trading time for money. You show up, you work, you get paid. You stop working, you stop getting paid. This is a salary. This is wages. This is what 90% of people do their entire lives. And it feels stable. It feels safe. Every 2 weeks, the money arrives. But here's the fatal flaw nobody talks about. Time is finite. Your salary is capped by your time. There are only 24 hours in a day. You sleep for 8, you commute for 1 or 2, you work for 8 or 9, suddenly you have maybe 4 or 5 hours left. You can't work 30 hours in a day. You physically cannot trade more time. So your income has a hard ceiling, a biological ceiling. And then taxes hit. Let's say you earn $80,000 a year. Sounds solid, right? The federal government takes roughly $14,000. State taxes take another $4,000 to $6,000, depending on where you live. Social Security and Medicare, another $6,000. You're already down to $54,000 before you've spent a single dollar. Now, rent or mortgage, let's say $18,000 a year. Conservative. Car payment, insurance, gas, $7,000. Groceries, utilities, phone, $9,000. Health insurance out of pocket, $3,000. You're at $17,000 left for everything else for an entire year. One medical emergency, one car breakdown, one job loss, gone. And this is $80,000 we're talking about. But wait, it gets worse because there's a trap inside the trap. It's called lifestyle creep. You get a raise, you feel richer, so you upgrade your apartment, you buy a better car, you go on nicer vacations, you eat out more. And then your cost of living quietly rises to match your new salary. Every raise you get disappears. The treadmill gets faster, but you're still running in place. And here's the darkest part of all. Inflation is eating what's left. $80,000 in 2015 had the purchasing power of roughly $107,000 today. Meaning, if your salary hasn't gone up by 34% since 2015, you are actually earning less than you were in real terms, even if the number on your paycheck is bigger. You're getting poorer while feeling like you're getting paid more. This is the salary trap, and it was built this way, intentionally. Let me show you exactly how. Now I want you to understand something. I'm not saying this to make you feel hopeless. I'm saying this because understanding the system is the first step to escaping it. So, why does this system exist? Think about this. The current economic system runs on consumption. People need to keep buying things. Companies need customers. Governments need tax revenue. Who are the most reliable consumers? Salaried workers. Every 2 weeks, money arrives, and most of it gets spent almost immediately on housing, food, transportation, subscriptions, entertainment. It flows straight back into the economy. Now, what happens if too many people stop spending and start accumulating wealth? The system slows down. Companies sell less, tax revenue drops. This is why, and I want you to think critically about this, almost nobody in school teaches you about assets, equity, or building wealth outside of employment. They teach you math, they teach you history, they teach you how to write an essay, but almost no school teaches you how a stock portfolio compounds over time, how to read a financial statement, what passive income actually is, how the wealthy use debt for them instead of against them. Why? Because a financially literate population that builds assets and works less is not the most convenient outcome for an economy that needs you to keep showing up and spending. I'm not saying there's a secret meeting of billionaires planning this. I'm saying the incentives of the system naturally produce this result. And the people who figured it out, they quietly opted out. They built wealth a completely different way. They discovered the second way to make money.
The second way to make money is this. Put your money to work so you don't have to. This is not complicated. It's not a secret, but for some reason, they never put it on a poster at school. Rich people don't get rich because they earn more. Rich people get rich because they own things that generate money while they sleep. Let me say that again. They own things. You earn things. That's the entire difference. A salary is earned. It stops when you stop. A rental property generates rent every month whether you're awake or asleep. A stock portfolio grows through dividends and appreciation whether you're working or on vacation. A business you've built generates revenue even when you're not there. Royalties from intellectual property pay you for work you did once. This is what's called passive income, and it is the engine of almost every wealthy person's financial life. Now, here's where most finance channels stop. They say, invest your money and walk away. I'm not going to do that to you because there's a critical question no one answers. How do you start when your salary is barely covering your bills? Here's the honest truth. You don't need to start big. $200 a month, money most people spend on subscriptions they forgot they had, invested in a simple index fund at an average 8% annual return, becomes $298,000 in 30 years. Not because you earned more, because you put money to work. $500 a month, $745,000. This is compound interest. This is Albert Einstein allegedly calling it the eighth wonder of the world, and whether he said it or not, the math is undeniable. The wealthy don't have a money secret, they have a time secret. They started early, they stayed consistent, and they let compounding do the work that their salary never could. But here's the part that changes everything, and this is the thing I want you to hear clearly.
The goal is not to earn a bigger salary. The goal is to convert your salary into assets as fast as possible. Your salary is not the destination, it's the fuel. Use it to buy assets, stocks, real estate if you can, a side business, index funds, anything that generates a return without requiring your continuous presence. Because the moment your passive income exceeds your expenses, you are free. Not rich by someone else's definition, free by yours. That number might be $3,000 a month. It might be $10,000. The number doesn't matter as much as the concept. You stop trading time. Money starts working for you. The bank works for you. And at that point, your salary becomes optional. All right, let's make this real, because I'm not going to leave you with just ideas. Here is a simple framework. I call it the 3-bucket system. You can start this week, regardless of how much you earn. Bucket 1, protection, 20% of take-home pay. Before you invest, you need a foundation, 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account. This is not investing. This is your emergency fund. Without it, one bad month wipes everything else out. Set this up first. A high-yield savings account right now earns between 4 and 5%, meaning your emergency fund is actually growing while it sits there. Put it somewhere it earns. Bucket 2, assets, 20% of take-home pay. This is the game changer. If you have a 401k with employer matching, this goes here first. That match is a 50 to 100% instant return on your money. There is no investment on earth that beats free money from your employer. After that, open a Roth IRA if you qualify. You contribute after-tax dollars, and every single dollar it earns grows completely tax-free. Tax-free growth is one of the most powerful tools available to regular people, and most people don't use it. After those two, low-cost index funds, S&P 500 index, total market fund. You don't need to pick stocks. You don't need to watch charts. You buy the entire market, you hold, and you let compounding do the work. Bucket 3, live, 60% of take-home pay. Everything else, housing, food, fun, life. 60% is your life. I'm not here to tell you to live on rice and water. I'm telling you to live fully on 60% while 40% builds your future. 20% protection, 20% assets, 60% life. That's it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. I can barely cover my expenses as it is. I can't save 40%. I hear you. Start with 5%. Seriously. $50 a month. Open a Roth IRA, takes 10 minutes on Fidelity or Schwab. Set up an automatic transfer on payday. The amount matters less than the habit. The habit, once started, grows. You will get a raise. You increase the percentage. You get a bonus. Half goes to assets. Over time, the bucket fills, and one day, maybe 5 years from now, maybe 10, your assets generate enough that your financial life looks completely different. Not because you got lucky, not because you got a massive salary, because you understood something that most people never figure out. The salary is the trap. The asset is the exit. Think back to that number at the start of this video, $4 million. The lifetime earnings of a steady salary, and $87,000, the average retirement balance. Now you know where the rest went. Taxes, inflation, lifestyle creep, a system that was never really designed to make you wealthy. But you also know the exit. It's not a bigger paycheck. It's a smarter relationship with the money you already have. 3-bucket system. Start today. 20% protection, 20% assets, 60% life. Your salary is the fuel. Assets are the engine. Compounding is the time. And the destination, if you stay consistent, is the point where you work because you want to, not because you have to. If this video made something click for you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. A friend working 60-hour weeks for a salary that never seems to be enough. A brother who keeps saying he'll start investing someday. That share costs you nothing. It might change how they see everything. Make sure to subscribe Finance Simplified to make yourself financially independent.